is that? It's been a long time coming. My first Metroid game was Metroid Fusion back in like 2002, 2003. I forget exactly when and how I got it, but I really liked the game. It wasn't until Metroid Prime later that year, at Christmas, that this franchise truly sunk its teeth into me, and I was a long-time fan. Metroid 4, Metroid Fusion being my first Metroid game. Definitely interesting that it took so long to get to this point. After all these years, I can play this game, and I have a lot of questions going into it. But first of all, can anyone in chat hear me okay? I have a new mic, so hopefully I sound better than I used to. This compliment, alright. Can't see chat on the overlay, but I have a way of seeing it over here on my left. So anyway, let's finally get this a-going. After all this time. A violent floating organism that drained energy from its prey through physical contact. Metroids originally created by the Chozo and named after their word for ultimate warrior. Their value as a bioweapon sparked several crises, and as a result, all traces of them have been eliminated. They are now extinct. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's been said like, what, twice already? Chozo made the X-Parasites to take care of this, the X-Parasite. But, figure, the Metroids are like super kryptonite for X. Like an X touching Metroid tissue, they instantly die. Figure that'd take a while to make. But the Chozo seemed to, they found the X and they just made the Metroids. Maybe they were based off of previously existing Chozo tech or something. I mean, if you think about it, Samus, when she kills an enemy, she absorbs, like, you could say leftover life energy from what was left over after they're dead, and it just shows up to her with energy and missile pickups. Kind of like a Metroid would do, but Samus has to kill her stuff first. X-Parasite, a gelatinous parasitic organism indigenous to the planet SO388, supposedly. It can absorb the DNA of its host, living or dead, that's a new detail, and replicate its form. When infecting a living host, it could even access the host's memories. X-Parasites were driven not by emotion, but by an instinctive need to replicate and spread to increasingly stronger hosts. An inability to be controlled marked them as an even more dangerous threat than their sole predator, the Metroids. Like the Metroids, they're believed to be extinct. Emphasis on believed. Nintendo's been going on about the X-Parasites supposedly being extinct and after Metroid Fusion that even before the game was released, I'm under the assumption that somehow they're here on ZDR. Like, Nintendo wouldn't mention it otherwise, but even if they are on ZDR somewhere, that by itself raises a whole host of questions, because if they are on ZDR, they're taken over by now. Because in Fusion, they took over the entire BSL in like 30 minutes. It would have happened sooner if Samus hadn't been there to unlock the door, because that's what they're waiting on, even though they can fly through walls. With no Metroid surviving on SO388, it became infested with the X. Horrifying parasites capable of imitating any living being. Unaware of this, I set foot on the planet, got infected, and almost died. Not an understatement there. Love the look of that fusion suit, in particular. Not sure if that'll be a costume or anything. The only thing that saved me was a vaccine created from Metroid DNA, which also left me uniquely able to oppose the X. This ability was tested immediately when I went to a Biologic Space Laboratories BSL research station to investigate a distress signal. And she does mean immediately, because when Samus woke up from her operation in the Metroid vaccine, the first thing she did when she woke up was heard the distress call from the BSL and immediately got to her ship and go. So she 2 seconds after getting out of bed, immediately goes back to work. There, I battled many powerful X forms, including the SAS, which is the X mimicking me and my power suit at full strength. I eventually eliminated the X minutes on SLP-88 by setting the BSL research station on a closing course with the planet. After that, the X and Metroids were just memories. Or so we thought. Just when it all seemed over, the Galactic Federation received a mysterious video transmission. It showed an X, alive and in the wild. Thorough analysis proved the video was real. Although the sender was unknown, the transmission was traced to a particular planet. Assuming this ship coming into the foreground is what transported the ME to ZDR. It was called ZDR. If the X had somehow escaped extinction out there, they would pose a threat to the entire galaxy. The Galactic Federation dispatched a research team of 7 ME to investigate. These giant robots. That's less of a needle and more of a giant spear. An ME is a large research robot designed to capture field samples and extract their DNA. Their incredible mobility and protective plating, made of the strongest stuff in the universe, practically guaranteed the mission's success. But not long after the arrival on ZDR, all communication was lost. Seems like guarantee wasn't so guaranteed. Ooh, I love this art of Samus right here in the various suit. That looks really good. What is happening on ZDR? Is the planet really infested with X? Is the only one immune to the parasites? Up to me to go there and find out. Although I didn't comment on it, I love that remix of the Super Metroid prologue theme. Samus Returns Select CD made the prologue theme, titled it Theme of Samus. Which is kind of weird since their Super Metroid was the quote-unquote theme of Samus, which was actually used as a character theme at the end, but I don't know. Maybe if the song was used again in this game at some point, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, the theme of Samus in Super Metroid was the Criteria Surface theme where it goes bum 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 bum. I've heard that song somewhere.
We'll soon be entering ZDR's atmosphere.
I'm wondering if robotic voices like Samus' ship and Adam here coming up are just text-to-speech devices and not actual voice actors. Oh my god, the game looks so good on the TV!
This mission does not seem appropriate.
FYI for the game for now, just by pouring over footage of previously released stuff from Nintendo and such, I basically know where to go for like the first 2.5 area and a half. Like the first area we go to for sure, I know where to go. But for the second area, I know for the most part where to go. I think. After that, I have a vague idea of what we're expecting, or at least what power-ups to get in Area 3. But after that, I have no idea. Well, I mean, I can kind of guess what power-ups I might get in like a few of the other areas that I'm aware of, but story elements, I have luckily been unspoiled. I've been mostly spoil-free asterisk. There's one particular thing I saw on accident via YouTube title and thumbnail, classic grimy move. But it's I didn't click on it, and it's not like an event. It's just a thing, I guess. I don't know. We will see what happens. It's kind of weird. They show Samus flying in, cut to her losing her power-ups, and then back to when she lands again. I don't know. This music track here sounds like it's one of the music pieces from Samus Returns, I think.
That way, making contact.
I don't know. Arm cannon light is green at this point, meaning she has plasma beam, but she doesn't have anything else from Fusion. Just plasma, beam, super missile, various suit. Well, a lot of her stuff from Fusion was missing, but then again, her suit's repairing itself at this point. That'll hopefully come up in the story. Look at this guy. I know it's a bit of delay, but look at this man. Jeez. No hesitation. Oh boy. I'm assuming this guy's aura that he uses is like the last Aeon ability. Or, assuming we get his armor, as well, like his suit is the last suit upgrade in the game, that aura might be like the upgrade we get with the suit. But then again, it's like Varia and Gravity give you environmental protection and such, along with just general damage reduction. So I don't know what this guy's suit would let me do outside of, you know, you take even lesser road damage. From what I remember, there's a dialogue or monologue of sorts of Samus's perspective on the Japanese website of this game. And it said that Samus could feel her energy being drained when she's getting grabbed like that. I'm assuming the Chozo that attacked her did not steal her power-ups. It was that energy that went over Samus's face. The one other thing I can report from what I've heard from the reviews is that across the board, the story in this game is actually good. You know? Oh my god, I'm finally playing this game! Oh my god. Can't believe I'm finally playing this frickin' video game. Also, I can confirm that, shit. They, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Uploading data.
Like, for I think the first third of the game, it's pretty linear.
So you've accessed the network
You
station.
can sort of go around and get a few collectibles, but actual progress and route you're supposed to take is pretty linear for at least the first third, I think.
Analysis, but I cannot account for why you lost consciousness. My readings indicate dramatic physical changes in you. Whatever caused these changes seems to have stripped you of most abilities. You might call it physical amnesia. That brings me to your assailant. I am checking the Federation database against your video log. It appears to have been a Chozo. The attacker's identity.
It finally said the word Chozo in a Metroid game. It's been so long.
I have determined that you are somewhere within the depths of ZVR. Your top priority should be to return to your ship on the surface. This situation is precarious. Trust your instincts as you navigate upward. This planet appears to consist of multiple areas. Shuttles, elevators, and other modes of transport connect them. Keep an eye out for ways to reach the surface. The ship's location is marked on your global map. Check it for yourself. You may encounter pockets of low temperature. Your Metroid DNA renders you vulnerable to such environments. Spending time in cold areas will be harmful to you. There are many such cold areas scattered underground. Do not enter them with your basic powers.
He says about the cold areas, but the cold areas deal less damage to you than the hot areas. Like, noticeably less. Like 5 damage a second, while the hot areas are exponential.
One final thing. Underground interferences prevent.
So with enough energy tanks, if you want to go into a cold area, you can tank the damage if you really want to. There's one thing I'm going to show you with that cold stuff that later that proves it. No, I almost ran into that guy. That guy's face, I think, is on the other side. Ow. Giant slug. Flashing means there's something there. But why do you only get two missiles per tank? Because you get a lot. Well, why is there a lot? Because you get 2 per pack. Duh. It's a vicious cycle. The cutscenes in this game are the kind where you can't skip them unless you've seen them already. There are extras unlockables in the game beyond just power-ups. So, like, there is an extras menu, so I've observed from other people playing this game. In order to wall jump, you just have to spin jump, rub up against the wall, and then press the jump button. That's all there really is to it. What I can tell, this game's actually kind of easy in the beginning. Well, duh, it's the beginning, but it does get noticeably hard later. I think this kind of trick here is where Samus hides her arm cannon behind her body as it just pops into a different bottle. As opposed to slowly morphing. That's just my guess. Mega cannon. Giant energy ball. Is it Kamehameha? Literal Kamehameha. Sorta, kind of. It's a giant energy ball. I mean, it's blue. What else could it be? Alright, first actual challenge. the blocks is made of squares. What are those squares made out of? Internet? like internet is a material. Okay, this right here is essentially internet I need to get to. I think there's like a 10-second stream delay, so I'm sorry if I say things that you can't see. The smoke from that missile is literally just... Dude, watch me pirouette. Oh my god. Alright, Adam, what you got? Also, one thing, what I've observed is that you can't go back to Adam every single time you get a cutscene and have them expect to say something different.
Both enemy you encountered were clearly trying to capture you. They may have been hacked. If so, it's reasonable to assume all enemy will be hostile.
They may have been hacked. Well, if it's that easy,
Enemy
that's
send
suspicious.
out calls to detect vibrations in the air within a certain range. Essentially, they can hear you.
I can smell you.
Upon detecting vibrations, an enemy enters surveillance mode to track their source. Stay out of its line of sight when this happens. Otherwise, the danger to you increases dramatically. An enemy that has seen you will begin pursuit. Part of the pursuit protocol is to seal the enemy's own exits. You will be trapped inside. To survive, you must leave its range of pursuit. Evade the enemy and it will disengage. This will also unseal the exits. If an enemy never leaves its assigned zone, their control system must permit them to operate only within that range.
How do you know it never leaves its assigned zone? Like, is that Federation sent the enemies to ZDR? Wouldn't they have to set that up? But I think the central units are Chozo tech? But then why are the central units themselves the methods to kill the... whatever.
I estimate a 99% probability of death. If
I'm
an
assuming
enemy
we'll get a
captures
giant
you.
exposition dump at some point explaining
There
all
may be a
this.
very small opportunity to escape, but exploiting this window will be virtually impossible.
Virtually impossible, as in it's a 6-frame window.
The enemy are immune to your current weapons. You lack the unique energy used to defeat the first enemy. Your only option now is to evade capture and find an exit. Your highest priority in an enemy zone should be simply to survive.
To simply find the door. Our simple goal in the game zone must be to just find the door. Shit! You cheating bastard! Saw me through the crack in the wall! There's a power bomb tank under there. This thing up here is a teleportal. Can't use those until Morph Ball, at the very least. Can't use that until Morph Ball either. Pickups in this game give you like 2 missiles, 5 missiles per pickup, unless that changes later. Relative to how many missiles you have. Can't slide, I gotta push! I love how the environment changes over the course of the game. And not even just environmental puzzles like that, which is also something that's surprisingly really new. Like, I don't know why it took so long for that to happen. I also love in these dark rooms where all you can see are Samus's lights on her suit. And I am assuming that, although I'm assuming you'll get both Gravity and Varia in this game, I'm also guessing there'll be another suit upgrade after those two, because Samus' suit is still healing, and the last suit upgrade probably finished the healing process. Maybe. Ow. Jerk. Did the missile... I did the thing too early. Oh boy, we're back here already. Oh shit. The 1 foot. Whee! Run. Alright. said about those ice rooms? So you're fine. Bitch. Energy part 1 of 4. I don't like that these came back. Ooh, look at that. Yellow block with an arrow. That can only mean one thing. See, the cold areas aren't really that bad. Not really. At least not compared to the hot areas, which we shall see nothing long enough. Ow. The moment of hesitation sometimes when I slide where I just press, I'm thinking, is it the ZR? No, ZL, and then I go. I'm sure I'll get used to that eventually. Charge a beam. Focuses beam energy to unleash a powerful shot. Press and hold Y to charge, and then release the fire. Charge shots damage enemies immune to normal beam shots, such as robots and bosses. Can also open charge beam doors. In addition, Samus can form a charge attack by spin jumping when the beam is fully charged. People call the like holding the holding a charge beam and then spinning attacking into somebody. Fans would call that a pseudo screw attack for the longest time. Also, notice this is the area where we started the game. Charge beam was 2 rooms to the left. Ugh. Also notice that the pool behind us where the bridge was at is now filled with water, when it was empty before. This is kind of what I was talking about with the areas will change over time as we progress. Bitch. Did you hear that whoop noise? I don't know what that's about. To charge me more than I used to. Maybe just for now that I don't have a whole lot of missiles. Oh boy, someone's looking. Essentially, that can smell you. That was cool. Oh, shit, the door. There you go. It's that thing in the back. Okay, something about those two dots and the thing above remind me of Dr. Nefarious' head. I don't know what it is. That's the first thing I thought of to an extent. I don't know. I mean, that's probably a massive reach, but you know, whatever. Yo, Unsu. Yeah, this one I'm about to show you something I found out by watching there's an event yesterday where like several Twitch streamers tried to go through the game as far as they could in 90 minutes. One of the players showed me this. Now that door was blocked earlier, but shooting it in that angle opened it permanently.
Uploading data.
There was no record of your assailant in the Federation database. However, there are records of a chosen warrior tribe. There is a strong possibility the two are connected. You have seen the warrior tribe's architecture and artifacts on this planet. I conclude that this was one of their settlements. But why would someone lead you here and send the enemy after you? The footage of the X-Parasite may have been staged to lure you in. The situation remains unclear, but your priority hasn't changed. You must return to the ship. You have activated the magna supply system that has restored power to the closed thermal doors. Seek them out to proceed. Continue to search for the unique energy you employed against the first enemy. It is the only way you can confront them. Unfortunately, this energy is limited. You may have noticed it dissipating after an enemy is destroyed. There are 6 remaining enemy hunting you. You have no means to confront them. Remember that.
Sorry about that. Phone call happened. All the way. Here we go. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's right there! Oh my god, what a jerk. Alright. May seem a bit soon, but it's boss time. Well, actually, what I've seen, at least this one is a mini-boss of some kind. Look at that! Skirt! I guess we'll get a permanent version of the Omega Cannon at some point in the game. Mega Blaster, Mega Stream. Once you get the Mega Cannon, the enemies always know where you are. Yeah, I got him! This guy's like Lady D in Resident Evil Village. You have to duck under the doors. Not sure why shooting off the face mask makes it stand up like that and run slowly. Or walk slowly, but no, whatever. I got a new power up. Last name was attached to blue magnetic surface walls and ceilings of the magnetic field. Tilt left analog taking the direction of certain walls and grab ceilings on. The enemy move an attack while in this state. Hold up again while attached to the ceiling to press against it. It is a speed booster pathway down here for sure. Oh, great. When you grab onto the spider magnet places, then you can infinite wall jump, sort of. Alright, well, basically all of Arteria is available. Well, most. No, forget it. There's that locked door. Why is that door locked? Alright, before this boss fight here coming up, something just came up. Hold on real quick. I'll be back in like about 5 minutes. Take a little break. Alright, I am back now. Gonna beat... what is this? Item cube! Item cube! They call it an item cube, okay. Why does that make me giggle? Item cube! Oh! Oh my goodness. Oh, notice close to Samus's energy up top, there's like 4 empty squares. That's for the energy parts, I'm sure of. Anyway, after I beat this boss to get the item cube, I'm gonna take a little break. Pizza guy's delivered, but I want to beat this boss and get to a save point before I do anything else. So let's fight this thing. Scorpion man. You gotta see him back there already. Whether or not other bosses will have power-ups like this guy, I'm not sure. Ow! You walked a long way over here. Alright, here's the melee counter. There you go. Dead. Watch this. Like, this is still one of the most badass things I've ever seen from Samus. And this is just the beginning of the game. There's more from where this came from. Yeah! Alright. I took like 80 missiles to kill. What the hell? Phantom Crook. An ability that renders Samus invisible to enemies by refracting light. She can also move silently, albeit at slower speed. With full Aeon, press R to activate. Press R once again to deactivate. The Aeon will be slowly consumed while this is active. Moving or firing weapons will activate it. Will consume additional Aeon. Until Aeon has been depleted, the Phantom Cloak will consume energy instead. Should it deplete an energy to 1, it will automatically deactivate. After deactivation, Aeon will begin to recharge automatically once Samus makes any actions. The ability cannot be activated until the Aeon is full again. Down there. What the hell is that there? Like some kind of monster hunter plant. I don't know. Okay, so. Nope. And I'm back again. It literally says here, boss defeated Corpius. Usually games don't do that for you. Okay, I'm gonna... if I can get this. Ow! Oh, of course. Yeah, the game is literally like, you cannot go anywhere other than where we want you to at this particular moment in time. Wait a minute. Sign in from up there? Oh wait, yeah. Never mind. What am I talking about? Some point in time. Those orange triangle or square diamonds. The diamonds, the red and orange, yellow diamonds, those are the teleportals, the teleportation things. Samus Returns, the previous game made by Mercury Steam, same developers of Metroid Dread. Samus Returns had teleportation stations where if you got to one, you could go teleport to any of the other teleportation stations you have gotten to in the game. The teleportals in this game are linked, like only two are connected, and you can only go back and forth between those two. An interesting choice, I guess, but we'll see how that turns out for overall progression and travel. Cataroos. I already know I can't go that way, so I'm just gonna... Ow. Oh yeah, running counter thing. Look, what's his nut? Pardon. damn.
Uploading data.
CVR appears to be powered by thermal energy. Magma is pumped from the planet's interior and routed from there. I have located the central routing system for the magma. It is here in Cataris. Samus, your current suit cannot protect you as you explore Cataris. The extreme heat of the lava is too much for it. Under no circumstances should you enter high temperature areas. I know the shuttle somewhere above here. Use it to find a path forward. There is one other thing to discuss. It is your new Phantom Cloak ability. The Phantom Cloak prevents the ME from detecting you. Thus far, your only option was to run. Now, bypassing them is also an option. Use this to reach your objective. Note that using the Phantom Cloak severely decreases your mobility, and direct contact with an ME will still result in capture. It is up to you whether to hold your position. Just be aware of your surroundings. The Phantom Cloak is useless. Once an ME sees you, you will need to evade capture until it gives up pursuit. The Phantom Cloak can remain active after your AM has been depleted. It will consume your life energy instead. Consider it a desperate measure. Remember, it cannot drain your energy down to nothing. Judicious use of this technique will improve your probability of survival.
Judicious, alright. Okay. Now that we've gotten the save point and a debrief from Adam, I'll call this as a sort of stopping point because pizza is here and I want food. So, before we do that, let's see, return to the menu. See if there's any extras to be found here. What they might be. Extras. Gallery. Chozo Archives ending rewards! Okay! They have a gallery for the different endings in the game. Thank God. Chozo Archives. Whatever this is. I'm guessing these Chozo Archives are basically the Chozo Memory equivalents where certain, like once you 100% certain areas in the game, you'll get an image unlocked. So there's that mission log. Okay. Encountered ME01P. Arteria. Encountered ME0252SM. Huh? Okay, so the Adam briefings are literally going back over the text and the tutorials. This is cool. Tutorials remind you what you just went through in the game. I'm assuming there'll be more extras after we beat the game, and I 100% it especially. So, anyway. From this point, I will call it a stopping point until a bit later. I expect to be able to reconvene at around like 40-ish minutes about that, so I can get time to finish pizza. Anyway, thanks you for all joining me so far, and I shall be back later with more Metroid Dread.